Travis Wingate, so nothing but a good time in the old town tonight. So, apparently, Mormons are all searching for what's it called? Cram before the second coming. Seriously, guys? Did you not read about the 10 virgins? Oh, wow. I mean, learn about the 10 virgins from seminary, institute, conference. Those who have to cram at the final time don't get in. And yet Mormons are like all abuzz. Nelson said in the coming days, Jesus is coming. Yep. And so I did my little video segment of Nelson's comment. And it's over 700 views in one day. A little over one day. And yeah, there's a problem by cramming. Is that you don't learn the material. You only put it in your short-term memory. You guys went to school. You did this for school. You know how this goes. You can't fool. Yeah. And so, I don't know how many of you are like Brentwood or Brentwood. Maybe you will fall into it anyway because of what you've changed the church into. But I did the one reply or the one review video about both Irene and Nelson using the physical manifestation definition for manifest, and how that's going to confuse Mormons. But apparently for the second coming, it's not fooling anybody. He is claiming a spiritual manifestation for Jesus' second coming. And this is a problem, guys. Seriously. I don't hate you. I'm trying to save you. My videos are directed at you and hoping that ex-Mormons who listen in will go, oh, wow, nobody else talks about that. Oh, nobody else studies. Oh, okay. And that everybody will be in harmony and get along. Nope. Gotta have abuse. Nothing but abuse. Despite Nelson, Mormons, dear God, what part of don't abuse people don't you get? You don't get it. You keep abusing people. I have the evidence. You can't fool me. Can't gaslight me. Can't give a spiritual witness. Oh no, our spiritual witness loves you, Travis. Even though our physical manifestation is abuse, you're not even showing afterwards an increase in love. And here I am trying to save your life, and you go, oh, clickbait, you got me. That's what Brett says. And so, how are you going to get away with the spiritual manifestation, guys? Do you not know I think it's the Seventh-day Adventists who pulled this stunt after their date for the second coming came and went. They then said, Jesus is already here, he's among us. It's a spiritual thing. And it may not have been their religion, it may have been another religion that pulled that stunt, but nonetheless, it's already been done before. And so Nelson, intending manifest to mean something other than spiritual, yeah, or meaning only spiritual, it's not. Ain't happening. You're fooling yourself. So let's give a hypothetical. Jesus comes, but only the worthy who are spiritually enlightened, who receive the spiritual manifestation can see him. Okay? That's what the spiritual witness is all about. Only those worthy can see him. And so, do you tell other people? Probably your loved ones and your family and close friends that you can trust. Okay? Well, now wait a minute. They also got a spiritual witness at the exact same time you did and confided in you to tell you about their spiritual witness as you were wanting to tell them about theirs. And you've got a group here. I've seen lots of Mormons who have cliques and have their little clique groups, and they all get together. Hey, me too. Oh, all of us did. Wow, let's all share them. Okay, so the first one says, yes, Jesus was so brilliant like a flash of light. And it was just light. Another person says, no, he had dark hair and blue eyes, and he was 5'7". No. He had blonde hair, green eyes, and 6'2". No, he was a black man. 6'7", we'll say. Do you see where we're going with this? This is what happens when everybody's allowed a spiritual witness. Nobody has any physical evidence to show for it. And when you start talking about it to other people, you then run into contradictions. Because nobody's spiritual witness is the same. Which should tell you it's wrong. You've got to produce the results. That's the whole point about a seed being turned into fruit in the scriptures. Faith without works is dead. So is a spiritual witness without the physical manifestation dead. The Spirit is the seed. It is not the fruit. And you guys have botched it because you did not study your scriptures. And that's the whole point. With a spiritual witness, spiritual manifestation, you don't study because you get a spiritual witness. It's easy. My burden is easy. My binding yoke is light. Oh my God. See, you guys don't even study your scriptures to even know why I am mocking Nelson for his blatant failure to correctly interpret and translate scripture. He's the president of the church. He does not get an excuse for ignorance. You're supposed to be qualified. You're not supposed to be dumb. And so, yeah, there's a reason why I had the specific section of the quote in there for you that I did. Why I ended with the Washington, D.C. temple, rather than cutting it off after he talked about Jesus coming. It's because I've already done that video for you. But he comes to one video, he thinks he knows it all, and he makes a comment out of ignorance. And just exposes himself as a hater, like a Pharisee. And so it's sad, guys, because Brett looks like a nice guy. He looks like he's possibly wearing his white shirt with the tie, all ready for church, but he doesn't get it, and he thinks it's clickbait. Guys, no. Clickbait is when you get lured into clicking on a video link or a website link, and then they ask you to pay for stuff. That's clickbait. I don't do clickbait. I don't ask you to give money to me, no donations, no money stuff. And so no clickbait. My videos are informative. They're specifically designed to help educate you. And still you resist and rebel. Like Bednar's plagiarized talk. That started to be the breakout video, but then Nelson took over because everybody's searching for the second coming stuff. And so let's get into that with Holy Outlaw. Just call yourself a Danite. And he's replying to the video Mormon reaction to President Nelson from October 2022 LDS General Conference. But that's the abuse one, not the Jesus is coming. And so he says, in his abusive manner, maybe you should go serve someone in need or serve the Lord through serving others. I just let it roll. Just let it roll. I hope I remember to cut it out. And so, yeah, he's telling me to shut up. and do something else with my life. He has no clue why I'm here with this particular background. It's the church who abused me. Nelson, the president, who gave the orders to abuse me. And here he is giving his talk about abuse. And so he doesn't get it. He doesn't know the backstory. He comes to one video, he thinks he knows it all, and is offended. And so here it is. He thinks I'm mocking others. Sure isn't Christ-like. Or are you not even a Christian? Ooh, slam. Nope, I'm not a Christian, Mormons, and neither are you if you really believe in Joseph Smith and the Book of Mormon. That's the whole point with the second coming. That you are getting punked by these prophets. Is that Joseph Smith denounced Christianity. And if you're having trouble figuring it out, I'll give you a clue as to how he felt about Jesus and Christianity. He called it an abomination. It's from the first vision. Study it. I dare you. Because you're not going to listen to my videos about it. You're not going to believe me. So study it. Figure it out for yourself then. You got to study. You can't read what the church gives you to read, because they won't tell you. And so, mocking. Is it a sin to mock evil people? Is it a sin to contend against the church of the devil? Well, no, because there's a Doctrine and Covenants commandment to contend against no church save the church of the devil. And is that 18? I mean, contend no church. Oops, devil. 18, yeah, 18 verse 20. Contend against no church save it be the church of the devil. How did I know? And so you're not studying your scriptures. Instead, you're pulling the beam and the mote on me. And you've got a massive beam in your eye. Dear God, guys. And you're expecting me to pull it out? You're supposed to be helping me with my mote. But instead, he does not know about the story of Elijah and the priests of Baal. He's the god. Literally. And again, you don't study, so you don't know that Elijah means the God Yah, the Hebrew God. And so, it's just hilarious because the Hebrew God Yah is doing battle with the priests of Baal. Why not Baal himself? Well, because Baal isn't real. He doesn't exist. And so only the priests can go up against the one true God of the Hebrews. It's hilarious. And so in our English version, it's edited out of what he's really asking them. He's saying, hey, is your God taking a piss? Should we wait for him? And And so then they get to the extreme where they're whipping themselves, they're cutting themselves, they're repenting. Second, physical pain, suffering. That's what repentance means from the Greek. It's the incorrect translation from the Greek. It's metanio. Metanoio. Something like that. I don't care for the vowels. They should all be gone. We should go right to the consonants. But again, if you don't know that I'm the decipherer of the ancient alphabets, you would not know what I'm talking about. And so, yeah, he's mocking the priests of Baal. Jesus, oh my God, talk about your Christ-like behavior. He mocks the Pharisees, the Sadducees, and the scribes when they attack him. So, I mean, dear God, you do not know your scriptures. You mock evil. You mock those who seek to harm you. And so, yes, I'm going to mock Nelson. It is my mission in life. Dear God, look what he's done to me, guys. And so, we're Jewish. But you don't study your Book of Mormon, and they won't let you study it, because there's no footnote for it. Oh no, what do? How do we figure out what the learning of the Jews is? Because right there in the beginning, in verse 2, Nephi says that the record that we are reading in English, assuming you believe it's literal history, and not what I'm about to tell you, is written in the learning of the Jews. What is the learning of the Jews? I don't know. Maybe is it possible it's in the Book of Mormon somewhere? Like maybe Second Nephi chapter 25 verse 1 that we don't get to because Isaiah is hard to understand. He says, well, I love Isaiah. I write like Isaiah. Isaiah writes like I write in the manner of prophecy of the Jews. Which means the Book of Mormon is not literal history. It's a book of prophecy. Big difference between a person who believes that it's literal history and thus literal Jesus, and prophecy, where the names are symbolic. Where Jesus means Yah, the Hebrew God of salvation. That his name has importance to the story prophecy that's being told. And you didn't do your study on the first vision about the first creed of Christianity that came from Constantine, who turned the Gospels into literal history, when originally they were prophecies of the latter days in the learning of the Jews. Constantine and his Christians culturally appropriated the Jewish literature and changed them. They didn't want the Jews to replace them, so they replaced the Jews. So you not see what Nelson's done to Joseph Smith in the Book of Mormon. He did not want Joseph Smith the Jew and the Book of Mormon, a testament of the Jewish Christ, to replace Christianity. So he had Christianity replace Joseph Smith in the Book of Mormon as Christian. And the Christian God Jesus as the replacement for the Jewish Christ. And you instead keep going at me for not being Jesus Christian-like. You get mean and abusive, defying Nelson because you think I'm attacking the church, that I'm the enemy, that I'm not trying to save you. from the church, from Nelson. You did not know your Book of Mormon when Nelson came out and talked about that binding yoke to Jesus. Because you didn't know your Book of Mormon in 1 Nephi chapter 13 about the great and abominable church that binds and yokes Mormons to them. Do you ever make the connection between Joseph Smith calling the first creed of Christianity an abomination with the great and abominable church? Abominable? Abomination? Did you put it together? So, what is the name of the great and abominable church then, guys? I'll give you a hint. It's got Jesus in it. And you've known the reason why. Because of believing that the Gospels are literal history, you then believe the Jews were responsible for murdering Jesus, who's a supernatural being, who gave his own life. Nobody took it from him. So not the Jews, but yet you blame the Jews for murdering Jesus, and thus justified persecuting the Jews, murdering the Jews, attacking the Jews. Kanye sending out his hate tweet against the Jews. And you don't catch it? You don't see how the second coming of Jesus means that he has to destroy the government in order to become the King of Kings. Whereas Joseph Smith told you Mormons that when that day comes of the latter days, 2017, 2024, because you're not going to study it, I might as well just give it to you so that you won't believe it anyway, that you would save the American government. Well, how's Jesus going to be the King of Kings if we save it? How are we going to pay for it? Oh my God, you're not getting it. And so yes, there's a white religious nationalism that the church is a part of, seeking to overthrow the government, seeking to destroy the Constitution with the religious freedom movement, to be exempt. And for what purpose? To have Jesus as their king? And you missed the Book of Mormon talking about the king men seeking to overthrow the Constitution of Mosiah. You don't see it as prophecy. And so you are purposely fulfilling the evil part of prophecy. You are the bad guys. And I don't know if Brett knows it. Doesn't sound like it. Holy Outlaw doesn't seem to know it. But I know there's many of you who embrace your Danite history, as one of my stalkers embraces his Danite history. But the second coming cannot be forced. And Jesus ain't coming, guys. But if you're going to create a spiritual witness, have fun with other Mormons and their spiritual witness. Because then you're going to start a war among yourselves as to who saw Jesus correctly. Who saw the real Jesus and who saw an angel pretending to be Jesus. A demon. Lucifer. Dressed in Jesus' clothing. using that as a thumbnail. I'll have to figure out something to do with that.